Hello, hello. Happy May week, the week after Mother's Day. Hope everybody had a beautiful day. Sarah V here. I hope you know that. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope I can get through this without getting really emotional. But I was going to talk to you about abundance, and then actually something else came into my sphere, if you will, and I wanted to talk to you about it. It's a very personal thing. I have spent the last 2 hours talking to my divorce attorney, and I know that most of you know, I guess, that I left a 30 plus year marriage almost 3 years ago. And I wanted not to get into the details, and just to let you know, I call him my husband. My husband and I have an amazing relationship. I mean, even my lawyer's like, I have never heard this, that two people can respect one another the way that my husband and I respect one another. But I'm not going to get into too many details. That's going to be coming, because I feel like that's going to be a whole new book. But I wanted to talk to you about the power, the power, you hear this all the time about, letting go. And I always say, we can't let something go, the pain and trauma that we've held from our childhood. We can't let go until we heal it. But what I wanted to talk to you about is how the gripping onto something, whether it is a belief system, whether it is a relationship, whether it is, a mindset or an old limited story that we think is our identity, gripping keeps us stuck. And I have learned so much about this, that it's harder. Let me see if I can get this straight. It's harder to grip or hold onto something that you have outgrown than it is to step into and transform into something new. Take that in for a little bit. What does that say to you? And I am definitely talking about how long it took me to release that grip. It takes a lot of courage to let go of something that makes you feel safe, and you can kind of ask yourself, is there something that you're holding on to that's giving you false security, even though you in your intuition, in your soul, that you've outgrown it. You've outgrown an old way of thinking. You have outgrown a relationship, but the only reason why you're holding on to it is because it creates that safety. You feel good. It's like wearing, a pair of old slippers that are kind of ratty and they've got holes, underneath, but they're just not getting you anywhere. When you put on beautiful gold slippers, which is taking you on your path of awakening, of growth, of potential, those kind of feel uncomfortable right at the beginning. And I'm really, really, really understanding this now, because I remember, and this is going to be in my book, I Wish I'd Known, coming out in September. I'm so excited. I just got my manuscript that they've edited, so I have to go through it all. So it's getting there. I'm excited. But in my book, I remember sitting on my couch in my house, in my beautiful home. That's another gripping thing that I'm dealing with right now, is the potential of my house being sold, my old house. This gripping, and I can remember sitting on my couch in my living room, knowing that it was time to leave. It was time to let go of that grip. It is scary. It is, excuse my French, it is effing scary. But on the other side, I am the woman that I knew that I could be. I knew that I could be that woman. I knew it. She was in here. And I had to take this, action. The steps that we take is the only way that you are going to understand this, because it was so much easier just to be in my normal routine. And, we would have arguments all the time, but that's okay. I would patch it up, and I wasn't growing. I felt like I was a caterpillar in a cocoon, and I couldn't bloom and I couldn't fly because I was really restricted. And the gripping was the safety, was not trusting that I could be okay on my own. I am on my own 24/7 if I'm not at a retreat, or, if I don't have friends over. But and one of the really, really scary things to me was to be financially independent. And now I'm not. And it's okay. I can get it. I can trust myself. And the more we let go, and I'm not encouraging anybody to dissolve a relationship. I tried everything. I literally tried everything and it wasn't working. But what I am encouraging you to do is to really understand, what are you holding onto that is giving you security, that false security. Because the only place that we can, experience security is from ourselves. And, as some of you know, I do these root chakra cleanses, and it's not just about food. It's actually healing the root chakra of who we are. The first chakra, if you're not familiar with it. And I do that through food, through music, sound, because sound has a healing frequency to it. So we do bowls, and I do, music that has the frequency to heal the root chakra. I also do affirmations. When you are affirming to yourself over and over again, it creates energy. We start changing the neural pathways in our brain. And we have to do something different in order to get a different result. That is something that has been ringing to me, because I've been up leveling my business. I'm working with a really amazing coach. She's actually my mentor. I'd worked with her for 5 years, but she's taking me to a new level. Does that create fear? Yep. But I know that I can do it now. And, this is what growth is all about. When you make changes, when you let go, when you get support, we can't do this alone. When we get support from a mentor, or, somebody who is trained and has gone through the process before, that's when we get our greatest lessons. That's when we know, because I am reading the most amazing book ever. This is my mentor, Sarah Cannell. And, I am absolutely 100% in, 120% in, by making new changes so that I can get a different result. It is insane to think that if you do the same thing over and over again, something different is going to happen. And I was in that, I was in that place that I would do the same thing over and over again, and I would get the same result in my marriage, in my business, in my health. I've changed it up, and I'm doing something different. I have now 3 coaches, and I'm going to level up. I'm going to let go of the grip that I believe was my identity. And this is when we start to tap into our true potential, is when we learn to let go. When we notice that there's something that doesn't feel right, and, we just hold on to, I had the fear that, my children would never speak to me. I had the fear that my friends would be disappointed. I had the fear that I was doing the wrong thing. I'm talking about my marriage. I had so many fears, and that was what was holding me where I was. And I'm going to say that quote again, if I can remember it. It is harder to grip on and hold on to something that you have outgrown than it is to step into and transform into something new. I promise you, it is harder when you're holding on for dear life and you're not growing, and you just don't feel like you're transforming. You've outgrown it. My husband and I had a beautiful time together, but I feel like emotionally and spiritually, I outgrew him. And nothing against him. You know, he's willing to, he wants to stay where he is. So I honor that. I will never ever say anything negative about him. We have a beautiful relationship outside of the confines of the marriage. But I learned to let go. I learned to heal. I learned to trust. Has it been easy? Oh my God, it has probably been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. But now I'm free. I'm like a butterfly. I am free to experience what I want. I can, you know, change any neuro pathway in my brain, which I'm actually working with a really, really well-known NLP, neuro linguistic programming coach. I'm starting to learn how to tap. I am doing what it takes. Let's see if I can find. And every day, and I'm committing to this every single day. I write, you can see here, all my gratitudes every day. No, this is I'm open to the abundance of the universe over and over again. This is where I write all my gratitudes. And then there's a technique that you use called future pulling. And it's like creating a story as if it's already happening. You know, you're writing a letter to yourself as if it's already happening. It is a neuro-linguistic programming technique to get you into the energy as if it's already happening. So if there is anything that you feel you are gripping onto, like, I don't want to let go, because if I let go, it's going to be scary. It's not. It's harder to grip than it is to grow. Wow, that sounds pretty good. It's harder to grip than it is to grow. And, you know, I have been very emotional today. I spent 2 hours with my attorney, and it is like, oh my God. I mean, I remember when I first started to talk to my attorney, the entire telephone call was me crying, because I was like, it was the grip. Finally, I was realizing, like, oh my God, I am on my own. I can, you know, I have to do it on my own, or I get to do it on my own now. And so I just really encourage you, on the other side of the gripping is your growth, is your true potential. And, you know, I was going to talk about abundance today, but I think this really, really has been like my Bible of ideas of, you know, how I got there. And like I said, it is one of the hardest things that you can do. But on the other side of the hardness of what you get to do is incredible transformation, stepping into, I've tapped my potential, but there is so much more. So if there is anything that you are holding on to, or you just don't know how to let go of it, please reply to this email. And I will tell you some of the ways, you know, that I've started to use on a daily basis. Just hit reply and I can send you whatever. I know in my last email, there was information about 5 ways to begin manifesting. If you still would like to have that, I've been sending it to other people. And I would be happy to send that to you. But this is it. I mean, we only have one life to live. I have another, you know, hopefully half of my life to live now. And this is going to be my up leveling, and everything is changing for me. My relationships, the friends, the power that I have, the help that, you know, encourages me now to grow. So please just do this for yourself. If there's something that you are gripping and you want to let go of, and it can be a mindset, it can be an emotion, it can be a relationship, it can be whatever it is, heal the reason why you won't let go, and then learn the power of letting go. And you will realize how much freaking power there is. So anyway, and if I can help you, also a couple things. I am revamping my website. I have my manifesting kits on there, all my things that I offer to my clients, my inner child healing, my energy sessions, my meditation, 4-week meditation experience. What else is on there? We're all changing it up. So I'll let you know about that. Again, please join my healing circle if you haven't. We had an amazing time last week. More people are joining here and there. So If you haven't, they, and I just want to clarify, if you are on the list, Friday email to sign up, and you can still sign up and you can still put your name in and get the link. But Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, you will get the actual Zoom link. There was a confusion there, and people were trying to hop on with the Friday email and saying it wasn't working. But it's the Sunday one where it has the Zoom link. So just make note of that. Anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to have an amazing weekend. And then I get to go to Italy on Tuesday. So I'm really excited. I'm going to actually bring a video to you from Italy. So that will be really cool. Anyway, so have a beautiful day, and, let go. Remember, gripping keeps you stuck. Change makes you grow. Have a beautiful day.